Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gamansing. WAPA has rescinded a contract with Apex Covantage for smart metering. The board voted to approve cancellation once they learned the company had submitted an incomplete package. Fortunately, WAPA officials caught the oversight when they were preparing the contract and will now have to start over. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
It's back to square one for the Water and Power Authority over a contract for smart metering. During a special board meeting Thursday, board members voted to rescind a previously approved contract that had been awarded to Apex Covantage. The company would have been responsible for the installation of an advanced metering infrastructure, or AMI, throughout the territory. It turns out that Apex failed to meet an important requirement. WAPA's General Counsel Laura Lee Farrington advised the board that officials discovered that Apex's bid package didn't include the required bid bond and performance bond commitment letters. Those were a requirement under WAPA's contract guidelines, as well as the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who's providing federal funding for the project. Without them, WAPA couldn't collect damages if the company failed to perform. Officials say rescinding the contract won't affect the project's deadline of December 2014. When the contract was approved last month, the project timeline was already ahead of schedule. Apex submitted the lowest bid in May. Now the authority plans to issue a new request for proposals for the AMI. The new automated metering system would replace all the old mechanical meters with new AMI meters. WAPA officials say it's a step towards higher efficiency and customer satisfaction. It means customer service representatives will be able to read meters remotely from the office, identify faults in the system, and reduce meter tampering. Eventually, the smart grid system will allow customers to control costs by monitoring real-time energy use in their homes and businesses. Erica Parsons, News 2.
Now, WAPA's engineering team plans to meet as soon as possible to decide how the AMI project will move forward. The board also voted to extend WAPA's lines of credit and lift a 2-year employee wage freeze. Well, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is accepting applications for grants to assist communities with extremely high energy costs. USDA Rural Development is making up to $7.7 million available to communities where home energy expenditures exceed 275% of the national average. Grant awards range from $50,000 to $3 million. USDA Rural Development is also making available up to $1 million in bulk fuel grants to states to establish a revolving loan fund to provide a more cost-effective means of purchasing fuel that cannot be shipped by road or rail. Congresswoman Donna Christensen has been working to increase funding to this program and to create a special program for the territories. She said that rural development officials will be in the territory later this month and will provide technical assistance for those wanting to apply, or you can visit the Rural Utility Service website for more information. Innovative's Niski Center wireless store will be closing its doors Monday, August 5th. Innovative's management said in a statement that it's in preparation for the opening of its new waterfront location. The retail store will be moving next to the Scotiabank Mortgage Center on the waterfront, and the opening is planned for August 12th. Innovative VP of Sales and Marketing, Melia Cook, said the new store will be more spacious and convenient to customers because of the centralized location. The other Innovative wireless stores throughout the territory will maintain regular business hours. Well, for a fourth time in 2 weeks, Innovative Telephone has been faced with copper wire theft on St. Croix, affecting the Estate Glen and Estate Calcahoun for the second time. Service was disrupted for about 81 customers. Innovative's line crew and splicers restored service Thursday afternoon in Estate Calcahoun, and they're working to complete the repairs in Estate Glen. Purposeful disruption of telecommunications services is a federal offense because it may affect the ability of emergency responders and other individuals to communicate. Now, this incident has been reported. There were incidents of copper theft on July 22nd, 2013 in Estate Glen, and again on July 25th in Estate Calcahoun. Well, 4 robberies have occurred on the island of St. Croix within the time span of 1 week. Police are still actively investigating these cases. News 2's Shanika Robinson has more on these robberies along with some helpful tips.
Within 5 days, 4 robberies occurred on the island of St. Croix. On July 26 at about 11:45 a.m., police were dispatched to the Golden Rock Shopping Center to investigate a robbery. A female who was shopping inside the pharmacy was thrown to the ground when exiting the store. The robbers took a personal item from her and fled the area on foot. On July 28 at about 5:15 p.m., a robbery was reported in Estate Yalocida.
A man was cutting grass with a weed whacker when he was approached by 2 males with white t-shirts over their faces and dressed in black. One suspect pointed a handgun at the victim, and the second suspect searched his pockets and removed a roll of weed whacker string. No one was injured.
On July 30th at about 4:30 p.m., a first-degree robbery occurred in the vicinity of the Kings Hill Cemetery. Police were told that a female victim was robbed by armed men. And on July 31st at about 5:15 p.m., another first-degree robbery occurred where the 55-year-old male victim was approached by a man who pointed a gun at him and demanded his wallet. Police are urging the community to come forward with any information about the robberies that are occurring on St. Croix and in the territory. Contact your nearest police station. Call detectives at 712-6037, call Crime Stoppers USVI, or 911. The following are a few safety tips. Travel well-lighted, busy routes, avoid displaying and carrying large sums of money in public, and be alert and aware at all times. Shaniqua Robinson, News 2.
Once again, keep those helpful tips in mind, and if you have any information on these robberies, contact your nearest police station. Well, the VI has received some funds that will benefit Virgin Islands motorists. David Strickland, administrator of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, sent the governor a letter stating that the territory will receive a $30,600 state traffic safety information system improvements grant and a $35,900 occupant protection grant. Governor DeYoung said the money will fund efforts to implement a better system to keep traffic records and also encourage more Virgin Islands motorists to wear their seatbelts as required by law. The Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act established the national priority safety programs that disperse the 2 grants. Well, designate a driver or a safe ride home when you plan to drink alcohol at social events. That's the message police want you to keep in mind. Police on St. Croix will be conducting a DUI checkpoint in the vicinity of the Paulie Joseph Stadium on Sunday, August 4th from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
During the DUI checkpoint, officers will check for a valid driver's license, vehicle registration, and insurance. Motorists are reminded to use a handheld device when talking on the cell phone, have the proper level of tint on their vehicle, and ensure that there are 2 unobstructed license plates on the vehicle. It is not the intention of the VIPD to inconvenience drivers. However, these checkpoints are designed to keep the roads safe from impaired drivers and minimize the possibility of injuries from traffic accidents.
Turning our attention stateside, a terrorist threat is triggering a worldwide travel alert for U.S. citizens. It also has the State Department shutting some U.S. embassies overseas this weekend. Tara Mergender has the very latest from the State Department.
The U.S. State Department issued a travel alert warning Americans to take extra precautions when traveling overseas, especially in the Middle East and North Africa. U.S. intelligence has picked up signs of an al-Qaeda plot, which has also prompted the U.S. to close 21 American embassies and consulates throughout the Muslim world this Sunday, the start of the Islamic work week. Lawmakers on intelligence committees were briefed on the threat.
Obviously, it's serious enough that we're taking concrete steps to make sure that our personnel overseas are safe.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says there is good reason to be cautious.
Now that it's in the public domain that the embassies will be closed and there's a travel alert for Americans traveling abroad, there's some understanding of the seriousness of the threat.
One lawmaker briefed on the situation says the threat might be timed to the end of Ramadan, a Muslim holy time of fasting and prayer. Former Deputy National Security Advisor and CBS contributor Juan Zarate says the State Department has a difficult balancing act.
You certainly don't want to send a signal that anytime al-Qaeda says boo, we're going to close our doors, because in some ways then they're achieving their goal of limiting American power and influence in the region that they're trying to dominate.
The latest terror threats come a month before the anniversary of the deadly attack in Benghazi, Libya. Tara Mergener for CBS News, the State Department.
Well, during the next 4 weeks, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, in cooperation with the Federal Emergency Management Agency and with the support of VITEMA, they will be conducting phone surveys to improve hurricane evacuation planning for the Virgin Islands. This survey will provide local and federal planners with information on the impact of hurricanes, floods, and the evacuation process in disaster events. Residents are encouraged to participate in the interviews if contacted, so that your input can be included in plan improvements. Earlier this week, the Virgin Islands Waste Management Authority's Board of Directors unanimously approved a measure authorizing a contract with Rumina Construction LLC to construct a tipping floor at the Susannaburg Transfer Station on St. John. VI Waste Management's Executive Director, May Cornwall, anticipates that costs for solid waste collection on St. John will be significantly reduced with the construction of the tipping floor. Currently, the authority spends about $94,000 per month for the collection and transportation of solid waste from the island of St. John to the Bovoni landfill on St. Thomas. Cost savings for the authority is expected to be about $21,600 per month. Seabourn Airlines has a new leader at its helm. Seabourn's president, Gary Foss, was also named as Chief Executive Officer after longtime CEO Irma Elsachuk stepped down Wednesday. Elsachuk declined an on-camera interview with NEWS2, but told us that he is very grateful to Seabourn and the great team of employees and customers for 13 great years of service. He said Seabourn is very well positioned in good hands with significant new capital to begin its next growth phase. Elsachuk told the Daily News that the airline's investor group wanted to have its own leadership in place. He will remain a shareholder of the company. Well, August Festival 2013 celebration, that's going on in the British Virgin Islands. August Monday is a holiday in which the British Virgin Islands and many other islands in the former British West Indies celebrate their emancipation. On August 4th, 1834, the Emancipation Proclamation was read, proclaiming 5,000 enslaved Africans free. The Ira Oliver Skelton Festival theme, under looking back at 175 years of being fully free, our culture, our heritage, and Virgin Islands history, it all opened Friday, July 26, with non-stop festivities that continue into Saturday, August 10th. The celebration also includes the August Monday Grand Parade and horse races.
There's no better time than June emancipation celebrations to rededicating ourselves to bearing the traditions into this century and beyond. I hope all Beaver Islanders and all who live among us will understand the virtues of this, not just for our generations, but also for those still to come. Again, I wish you all a safe and happy festival and look forward to seeing you at the various events throughout the territory.
Well, cool, calm, and mellow is how we can describe this week's Pet of the Week. If you have the personality to match him, well, you may have possibly have met a new best friend. Here's our Pet of the Week.
He is extremely mellow, a very good dog. Did okay in the car considering he's probably never ridden in one, but extremely nice, friendly. As you can see, he doesn't move very much. He's just kind of looking around, as you can tell. But if you're interested, come on down, give him a check out. We do need to find him a home. Some of our larger animals, we are having problems finding homes. And also, we do have a whole bunch of Chihuahua puppies. If anybody's interested in a Chihuahua, come on down, check them out, and always, anytime you need help with spay and neutering, please let us know. We'll be happy to help whenever we can. Thank you.
His name is Denver, very cool and mellow. Stick around, your News to AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.